Go look at my room, Marcy, and see if you see my headphones. Put that TV down, all the way down. I found my headphones. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for chiming in tonight. We are so excited to be back. At least I know I am. If you are if you are watching on any of the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I see you out there in Instagram land. I see you, Stan. Thanks for chiming in Instagram land, and I also see we are streaming live on YouTube. So welcome. If you are streaming from any one of these platforms, go ahead, click like and click share. Click like and click share. Today we're going to talk about, I'm so honored and elated to be here with my I went on and chimed in 369 so much more than travel, because hey, let's face it, we are so much more than travel. But today's topic, we're going to talk about how to partner with God's plan to make your last half of 2025 greater. We got so much ground to cover and so little time to do it, because we have our faith leaders call, which is one of my favorite nights. So if you are in the place, you want to make sure you click like and click share. Get back to the person that shared this. There's a lot of things going on. I just got back with my grandchildren and my son. We did this 11-day trip to San Antonio, Texas. I got the grand still with me. Good Lord help us. Lord help me. Just Lord help me. But I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. We decided that we're going to relocate to San Antonio. So not San Angelo, where everybody kept saying, oh my goodness, it's flooding down in Texas. That's San Angelo, Texas, not San Antonio. But our hearts do and prayers go out to the families affected by that flooding down there, as well as flooding somewhere else too. It's flooding somewhere in North Carolina, not in Fayetteville where I am. But look, after the bad weather that we've been having these last couple of days, look, it's flooding somewhere, but not in Fayetteville. We're all safe and sound. And I'm telling you, we're going to unlock our blessed life. So how to partner with God's plan. Hey, Carol Caspar is in the house. Good evening, Queen. I see you. I see also Kevin Watkins is watching on Facebook. I also see my big sis, or I could be her big sis, but Chandrella is in the house. I can't wait to see you in September, because we will be on a world tours and a women's conference. There's so much going on. But listen, without further ado, I would like to introduce one of my big brothers in this business. He's also my spiritual father. Shout out to my J Howe family. I'm about to get on y'all, because he's been having this call for past couple weeks, and y'all better get on him and go to that doctor. But I ain't gonna, tell his business all like that. But listen, it's because of this amazing opportunity, this amazing company that you're going to hear about, is how I came to meet him. And when I first met him, I'll tell this story to everybody, but when I first met him and he was telling me all this stuff, I was like, is you one of them lying pastors? But no, it's been the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you a 3-star director in this amazing company. He is a husband, a grandfather, and he is a pastor. Just celebrated 20 years of pastoral services out in San Antonio. And listen, I was gonna tell the story, but here you come popping on in, big bro. Done popped on in. But when I was like 10 years ago, when I was working on Fort Bragg, I had one of my supervisors, shout out to Jolette Newsom. So if you listening to me, it has come to pass. But she had came up, said to me that she was gonna let me have the weekends off so that I can serve my church at the church I was going to, and spend, be in church with my children. And she said that I was going to be a member of a church that was a small church making a big impact And lo and behold, look at God, what God done did. That is the motto of J. Howe. Small church making a big impact. So let me tell y'all, I'm excited. What about you? What about you? As say you, big bro.
Sis, I did not expect you to throw me under the
I
bus like
know.
that, baby girl.
I get it from you.
I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed. I told you something privately. Opened up my heart.
We got to make it
You gonna
known
put
because
me out
I need my pastor, my big brother, my spiritual
there.
father healthy as a horse so we can continue
All right.
making, we got the disciple folks. We got the disciple folks all over the world, and I can't have you,
Ooh.
spreading COVID. So
Oh, I ain't got no COVID there. Praise God. Praise God. Don't put that out there.
no, we ain't gonna put that out there. But
Oh.
we need you healthy, wealthy, and wise.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the lobby, and I'm gonna bring it back in. I just want to speak to the people for a little while, and we got a few that are in place and in position. And do forgive my cough if I cough on y'all. It's nothing contagious. It's just sometimes when you're traveling here, there, and everywhere, that AC in that room, it did something to my throat. I tell you, but it's gonna be all right. But anyway, listen, y'all. We got our dear sister Brenda is in the building. I'm grateful to see. Oh my God, First Lady, the warden. She heard all of that conversation. See, I knew this was a setup. Carol Caspar is in the building. Yes, she is. Uh-huh. Ronte Murray is in the building. We don't got a lot of time because, like Tanya said, we got to get on this Faith Leaders call. Got a presentation to do on that. And there's a word coming from the ambassador, Cynthia Sly. Y'all don't want to miss that. Let's put our hearts in prayer over across the great state of Texas. As was mentioned, there's a lot of grief everywhere. And we definitely want to, every time we have an opportunity, to remember to pray for those who are hurting and those who are grieving. And let's also lift up our sister, Big Sis, Coach D. She's post-surgery by now, so she's on a healing and she's on the come up. She's probably going to be out a week or two. Voice won't be ready, but we got her arm, so she's going to be all right. Well, listen, y'all. Let's talk about this subject. Unlocking your blessed life, how to partner with God's plan to make your last half of 2025 greater. Y'all with that? If you're with that, if that's what you desire to do, if that's what you really want for your life, go ahead and put it in the chat. Give me some of that. Put it in the chat. Give me some of that. Come on, y'all should be able to type faster than that. Give me some of that. If you really want some of that, put it in the chat. Give me some of that. Where you want your last half to be greater. And the thing I love about God, man, he can accelerate some things beyond our imagination, beyond our expectations, beyond what we can even comprehend, y'all. He can do more in the 6 months remaining than we've experienced in 6 years. Some of us all of our lives. Yeah, he could do it. He could lead us that way. He knows. There's my beautiful cousin Auntie, cousin Marilyn. I love you, darling. Tell everybody we said hello. He can do the impossible. He could listen. He knows everything. He can do everything but fail. And I'm telling you, if you trust him the way we should, he can unlock that blessed life for you. That thing that's been trapped and locked and tangled up and tied up. Come on, Bishop John, give me some of that. I got you, man. We're going to get this thing together because that's how God is. He's a God of the individual, but he's also a God of the community, of the tribe, of the people. And there's some like-minded individuals like all of you that are coming together for such a time as this, and I'm excited about it. Let's see what you guys are saying. All right. Let's see. All right, we got it. All right, Tom. Kim, yes. Chandrella, yes. Sister Brenda, yeah. All right, we We got a good group here that's on one accord with it. All right, so let's talk about this thing, and then I'm going to get Tanya in position before I get myself in trouble. All right, here we go. Unlocking the blessed life, y'all. We're going to make it do what it do. Unlocking the blessed life, how to partner with God's plan to make your last half of 2025 greater. There's 6 things I'm going to drop at you. They're going to come at you in warp speed, so you got to write them down quickly because I know they are true, and I don't want anybody to miss them. The first thing, here it is. We're going to have to ask him earnestly. Come on, Lady K. We're going to have to ask him. Sometimes oh, Lord. What was the song? We don't sing it like we used to. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. See, we messed up. We got cute. And we started taking some of the things. But the song said all of the things, right? I think there's wisdom in that. Everything to God in prayer. We got to ask him earnestly. We have not many times because we ask not. Bible also teaches us, seek and ye will find. Diana, it's good to see you, darling. Thanks for chiming in. Seeking you will find. But if we're not seeking, if we're not asking, if we're not knocking, why would we expect to receive anything, especially the greater thing of the Lord? Come on. If we're going to get to where God will have us to be, if we're going to unlock that blessed life, we're going to have to partner with God, his plan. He has a plan for us, and he can make our last half greater than the first half. He can make the last half of this year greater than our whole life, y'all. But we got to ask him earnestly. But then number 2, because I ain't going to hold you all day, we got to trust him completely. Y'all write that down now. It's going to help somebody. It's helping me. Number 1, we got to ask him earnestly. But number 2, we got to trust him completely. I recognize, I'm 57, I recognize that there are doors that Mel Keys just can't open. I mean, just can't. I can't. I don't have the resource, the power to open the door. But I know somebody that does. There are some places that only God can take you. There are some things that only God can do. This is why we got to ask him earnestly, but then we got to trust him completely. Some of us, we want to go to God and drop it on him, and then by the time we dropped it on him and we had a little time in praise and worship, we'll pick it back up and head on out again and start the process all over again. It's like a vicious cycle. We bring something to God, take it to him, lay it at his feet, tell him thank you, then pick it right back up and go back out that door. Come on here. We got to trust him completely, y'all, not partially. Come on, it's like baptism. You ought to be getting all the way wet. You ought to go all the way down. Maybe some of us, I don't know what kind of baptism we had. If you got baptized where you're supposed to go all the way up under that water. That's a picture of death, and it's a picture of life. And some of us, we won't step into the life because we ain't never had the death. And God will put us in a spot where there's a shadow of death. And we got to know that we can't do nothing without him. That unless he moves, it just ain't going to happen. And then we find out. Then we catch a clue. I see you, Elder Carolyn. Then we catch a clue that we got to trust him completely. Have you ever been in that spot in your life where you just figured out that you couldn't do it? And you had to trust him. You know, that's a beautiful place to be in. It could add some stress in your life, but it'll add a blessing in your life when we learn to trust him completely. Unlocking the blessed life that God has for us. If we partner with his plan instead of our own plan, we got to give up our plan to receive his greater plan, and he'll do greater for us in these last remaining months of this last 2025 experience. He'll do more than that 6 than we've had in the past 6 years, 60 years, or even more, all of our life. We ask him earnestly. We trust him completely. But then number 3, we take action consistently. Somebody write that down. We take action consistently. Some of us are just too inconsistent. There are areas of my life I'm still too inconsistent. There are times, where, we won't be like in season and out of season the way we're called to be. Come on. We got to get to the point where it don't matter if it's raining, sleet, or snow. Come on here. We got to deliver that mail. We got to get it to where it's supposed to go. That's how God wants us to be. We got to take action then consistently. Now we got to do that. Come on, Brenda. You know what I'm talking about. Simona, you know what I'm talking about. We do that by faith. Yeah, not by feeling. Because if we waiting on a feeling, if we waiting on an inspirational moment, if we waiting on, come on here, some motivation, man, listen here. You might be waiting a while because those things come and go. Now, I know that if you're at the prime of your life and you're at the top of the mountain, you feeling that thing, but you can't stay up there always. Every now and again, you're going to have to slide down where the rest of the people are. You're going to find out. Mountains, come on, mountaintops are not everyday experiences. Yeah, you're going to have some bad. Come on. He said, in all things I've learned to be content. I've learned how to abound and be abased. That's what he said. I'm talking about Paul now. We got to learn to be up or down, but it don't make a difference wherever we are. We got to take action consistently. And we're doing that by faith. Understand this. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. But then the backdrop of that, the backside of that is faith without works is dead. Yeah, we got to have faith-driven actions. That's how we please the Lord, with faith-driven actions. It's not that the action itself, but it's the faith that we have to take the action. And it's proof that we have the faith. If we're not taking no kind of action, what kind of faith we think we got? So we got to come on here. We got to take action consistently. If we're going to unlock this thing, this blessed life, how many of y'all want to unlock that thing? I'm telling you, there's a key on it. There's a lock on it. But there's a lock on it, but there's a key for it. For everything there's a lock for, there's a key for. Come on. I say it again. For everything there's a lock for, there's a key for. He has the key. If we're going to unlock that blessed life and partner with God, that he might make this last half greater than the first half, greater than everything else, then we're going to have to imagine what it is that we've been in to get to where we want to go. And we're going to have to follow God and get out of ourselves. We ask him earnestly. We trust him completely, and we take action consistently. Then number 4, Tanya, what we do is we connect with proven leaders authentically. It needs to be an authentic connection. Some of our connections are so frail. Some of our connections are so false. Some of our connections are so sporadic. We don't have a good connection all the time. It's not always authentic, and if you're a leader at all, when somebody coming at you some kind of way and it ain't authentic, right? You got to connect with proven leaders authentically. In other words, waste no time trying to reinvent the wheel. You're trying to make a wheel and the wheel already been made. You need to get with some folk that already got some experience, that's already got that thing on their resume. They got wheel making on their resume. Why are you trying to make it up as you go along? This is why we spend so many years, if not decades, going around in circles, wandering around in the wilderness, because we're too prideful many times. Come on, too aloof many times, too disconnected many times to connect with proven leaders who can help us get there. Instead of in the next 40 years, we can get there in the next 40 days. But we got to connect with proven leaders authentically. Come on now. You got to connect with someone and make the investment that can save you a ton of time and a barrel of money. Because listen, we're going to run out of both at some point. Yeah. Sooner or later, we're going to run out of time and we're going to run out of money if we keep, making needless, unnecessary mistakes instead of plugging in and connecting with a leader that can get us there. If they know how to get, if they know how to get to that island, ain't nobody else got a map for it, but they know how to get there, and they've proven, that they can get there. Why you trying to make that thing up and figure it out on your own? You wasted time. And time is way more valuable, much more valuable than money, but we'll soon enough run out of both. Now, you got to make sure not all leaders are created equally. You got to make sure you're connecting some leaders of integrity, leaders who are operating out of a spirit of love for God, or love for his people. You got to make sure that has to be proven. You got to test everything, but you got to connect with proven leaders authentically. But number 5, I got one more after this. Come on and talk back to me. Unlocking your blessed life, how to partner with God's plan to make your last half of this year greater than the first half, greater than anything else that you've experienced. ask him earnestly, trust him completely, take action consistently, connect with proven leaders authentically, and then number 5, allow iron to sharpen iron faithfully. You want success? Write this down. Success will never be rubber stamped. Yeah, Brenda, that's right. Wondering. Absolutely. Success will not. It will never be rubber. You can't get somebody cookie cutter. Your success is gonna take more than that. It cannot be rubber stamped. That's why you need some iron in your life. Yeah, some of us need some iron, that kind, but we also need some other iron in our life. We need iron in our life where we can go belly to belly and soul to soul and shoulder to shoulder with some folk. Listen, we're not trying to impress each other. We're not trying to, pull the wool over nobody's. You need somebody that knows you, somebody that loves you, someone who's going to challenge you, someone who's going to push you, someone who's going to make you uncomfortable. And as they're doing it for you, you're doing it for them. You need some iron in your life. And this is how you know you got iron. From time to time, you're going to see it because they're going to be some sparks that are flying. Now, if you ain't got no sparks flying, you ain't got no iron. You got something else. Some of us, we got too much plastic. We got too much rubber. Come on here. We got some stuff. It's not iron, but you need some iron in your life. Because if you're going to get to where it is that God will have you to go, if you're going to make your ladder greater than your prior, your former, if you're going to allow God to, if you're going to partner with God and allow God to have his way in your life in that way, he's going to introduce you to some iron. Where's the iron in your life? Show me your iron and I'll show you where you're going. Say it again. Show me your iron and I'll show you where you're going. Without a lack of iron, you ain't going nowhere. You're going the same place you've been. You need some iron in your life. But unless I hold you too long, and I won't do that today. Here's the next one and the last one. Then and only then, if we're going to unlock our blessed life, if we're going to partner with God's plan for the last half of this year, make it greater than everything else we've ever experienced, we got to ask him earnestly. We got to trust him completely. We got to take action consistently. We got to connect with proven leaders authentically. We got to allow iron to sharpen iron faithfully. And then finally, we got to launch out to deeper levels. Now, deeper levels are going to cause us to encounter bigger devils. But greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And sometimes we want to go way up and way up and way up. And we always talk about going higher. But the truth is, to go higher, you got to go deeper. I ain't got a lot of time, but I know this come from a big city. They used to say back in my day, 8 million stories, but it's a whole lot more than that there with all those skyscrapers, all those projects, and all those tall buildings. This much I know. For that building to be that tall, the foundation has to be even deeper. If you want to go up, you got to first go down. And we got to launch out to deeper levels, y'all. If we're going to experience the best of what God has for us, what he truly ordained for us, if our ladder is going to be greater, you can waste no more time not going deeper. Come out of the kiddie pool. Come on out the pond and head towards the ocean. I know it's intimidating. I know you're talking about you can't swallow all that water and all of this kind of stuff, and you ain't got this, that, and the other. But if you got Jesus and he told you to go there, you gonna be all right. Challenges are greater, but the rewards are limitless and totally life-changing. And we got to be those who exercise due diligence, because we've already been prepared. If we've already been doing all other stuff, the math is mathing in our favor, and we just got to trust the process at that point and allow God to be God and every man a liar. And you've already won. Listen, here's what I want to do. I want to bring up a video before I bring up baby girl. The first video I'm going to bring up, because maybe some of this stuff has spoken to you. And I'm particularly, listen, we're not looking for everybody, but we're looking for a few key people that it may not be you, but it may be somebody you know. And I'm going to bring this up and let me know if this resonates with you, if there's a story in your heart, a story in your soul, and you've just been waiting for the opportunity to unlock it. I'm going to put this up, and then I'll put a little link up, and you can do what you need to do, exercise due diligence, and then we'll get you to the right place. Take a look at this. We'll be right back.
Father's favorite family, this is Pastor Mel, founder for Going Places, and it's past time for your voice to be heard. You waited and wasted enough time. Your message has got to get out.
Somebody say going places. Going places. Somebody shout going places. Going places.
See, you've been called to far greater places and spaces than your block, your street and local neighborhood. And I have an unction that you too have been called to the nations. This much I know. The reason that God gave you that gift inside of you was to make room for you and to take you before great men and women so that He could get the glory while you tell your story. I also know for a fact that so many of us have that greatness in us, but we lack a solid coach to give what I needed for myself so many years ago and had to struggle for, like the strategy, the systems, and the structures to help stir up and release that greatness that God placed inside of you before you were even born. Well, welcome to Going Places, your specially designed 5-day virtual relaunch challenge hosted by yours truly. Get ready for your opportunity and put you more on point, not only with your purpose, but with some profit.
Listen, let me share this with you very quickly. If that's of interest to you or you know someone that may be interested, go ahead and text Master Key. No spaces in between. Bring that together. Master Key to the number 830-465-3990. That'll get to yours truly. And the Lord has led led me on the journey to bring this all together for such a time as this. There are so many voices, so many powerful, amazing stories of individuals that they need a platform. They need an opportunity. They need it not just in a book, but literally all around the globe, an opportunity to share what it is that God has done in their life. If that's you or someone that you know personally on that level, go ahead and get them to come our way. Get them to text Master Key to 830-465-3990. And I believe with everything that we've already said, they'll be better in position for their latter to be greater than the former. I want to share one more thing with you, and I'm going to have baby girl Tanya to come on in the building and kind of wrap this up for us and put a pretty bow on it because it just makes sense. Some of us, we spent so much of our lives in the same neighborhood when God has called us to see nations, y'all. God has called us to experience the world, and we've barely been anywhere but grandma's house. Now, nothing against grandma. I love grandma. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But man, maybe we ought to be taking grandma to see some stuff because she always had a desire to see it herself. And here it is. All we do is go to her house. Take a look at this and let us know if it makes sense to you. We have an opportunity with this worldwide platform to get people to leave their neighborhood on a regular basis and see the rest of the world. Take a look.
For you to understand what I'm about to share with you, you must first understand the size and magnitude of comparable markets. For example, the oil and gas industry pumps 96.4 million barrels of oil every single day. This generates $13 billion per day, $4.7 trillion per year. 10 of the wealthiest people in the world have come from the oil and gas industry. Imagine you owned an oil well that pumped out this liquid gold every day, allowing you and your family to make money every month, whether you worked or not. Unfortunately, most of us missed that opportunity. But what if you could tap into an industry that is currently twice the size as oil? What if that industry was growing at a rate of 50% and predicted to hit $15.5 trillion by 2033, making it 3 times bigger than the oil industry? What if you were aligned with a company bringing a new concept to that industry, allowing consumers to save as much as 60% compared to all the competitors? What if you could get started for virtually nothing, and your initial goal was to simply register people for free on a website where they can buy the product that they are already buying, but at a price that would save them money every time they purchased? Maybe you missed the oil boom, you missed the computer boom, and the internet boom. But that doesn't mean you have to miss the travel boom. Travel is the one thing that most people dream of doing. For most, it's a passion. And we are bringing a new model to this industry. A model that will disrupt the billion-dollar companies that currently monopolize it. A model that will allow people to do the one thing they've always dreamed of doing at a price they never knew was possible. And you can create residual income by partnering with us and sharing our travel savings. So get back with the person who shared this video with you and ask how you can find out more, because the next big thing just knocked on your door.
Well, listen, y'all, I'm going to get baby girl back in position. This thing knocked on her door just about 5 years ago, and she's been to almost 100 places around the world and back.
Yes.
She too is a military veteran, Air Force, of course. And like myself, I think, didn't do a whole lot of travel in the Air Force. But has done more travel in this travel club in the past 5 years in her entire life. And it's been the same for mine. So, baby girl, I want you to wrap it up for us. Bring it all together with that pretty bow on top that I know that you'll do. And I want to give a shout out to all those who have journeyed with us. Make sure, please, y'all, share this. If it's added any value to you, if it's spoken to your heart in any way, shape, or form, giving you any direction, share it. Sharing is caring. Baby girl, I'm going to have you to lock it up and tie it up, and I'm going to get out your way.
Oh, wow. Pastor Mill, that was an amazing presentation. The first thing he talked about, it was asking earnestly. And I remember 5 years ago, after my son had passed away, I had asked God for a thing. I asked him to do a thing. But I said, when you do it, I need you to do a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious type blessing. And then you know what? He went on to number 2 and said, trust him completely. Man, let me tell you something. Out of all 82, Pastor Mill said I did 100 trips. Almost there. I'll stop counting after 100, but I've done exactly 82. And out of all 82 trips, there was some things that didn't go well the way I felt that it was planned. But guess what? By me trusting him honestly and earnestly, he made sure that I was able to complete. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't been able to complete 82 vacations. Not just because of this platform, because God gave it to David Hart and he ran with the vision. So it just made sense. Now 3, Pastor Mel, he really convicted my spirit when he was talking about number 3, take action consistently. Because I be taking action. I be taking action, taking all these vacations, but I need to do more to promote it and do it as a business. Because I know as a 1-star director, that daily pay that I get as a 1-star director is beautiful. But that ambassador pay is something that I've been dreaming about. It's been waking me up in my sleep. So I need to be more consistent with that. Connecting with proven leaders authentically. Man, like I said before, when I first met Pastor Mel, I had to ask him for myself. Was he one of them lying pastors? And had it not been for him and Triple Ambassador Deborah Taylor, I wouldn't be in this company, because those are some integral people. Those are some family-oriented people. I'm talking about getting chastised. They gonna bring the best out of you, and they gonna help you get to the level that you need to get to, and we all can be good together. And that's where allowing iron to sharpen iron faithfully. Now I know you got some people in your life that's unfaithful, but what about getting some people in your life that is faithful? Just like God, he's a faithful person. And to launch out to deeper levels, never in a million years would I have been meeting people over the internet and over, from different countries, spreading the good news, because that's what this is, the good news of the gospel, as well as the good news of this amazing company called Travorium. And I'm telling you, what he said, faith without works is dead. So if you ain't getting to work doing something with the talents that God gave you in the first place, because he wants a return, and now would be the time. I said before, our faith leaders call is coming up right after this. So you need to get in position, get in place. You need to look at my phone ringing. You need to get into place. The Zoom ID for our faith leaders calls is on the screen, but it's 851-8208-4922. But you need to get back privately with the person that shared this on their screen. You don't want to miss our faith leaders calls, because on our faith leaders call, we actually talk about biblical principles to tie this into the marketplace, which is, I mean, listen, travel ain't going nowhere, and neither am I, unless I'm going on another trip. 83, 84, 85 is on the books for this year already. I just need to show up, and God willing, he gonna make it happen, because that's what he do. He just do. That's just some of the benefits. And I'm not traveling by myself, even though I go on the airways by myself. I'm never by myself, because I get to travel with like-minded individuals like Pastor Mel, Lady K. I'm about to spend some time with my sis in South Carolina in the beginning of September. And in the middle of September, I'm gonna be in Dubai with this amazing book tour. The second stop, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but listen, we writing books up in this company. Oh, here you go, going places. So if you haven't got your copy of this book, I'm telling you, I'm chapter 5 and it's fire. But I got to go get ready for praise and worship. Tune in, we'll get in where you fit in. But listen, I'm gonna see you at the beaches or the banks, but let's get there both together. Have a good evening, everybody.